Hi YouTube friends, it's Lee here. Thanks for joining me. I want to have a little bit of a relaxing mixed media sesh before all the pandemonium of December kicks off in a few days' time. So I've been inspired several times by a channel called Susan Rose Art, and I just love what she does with colours and really simple things, but everything looks wonderful together. So I've collected a few things here. I have the star of the show, the Inktense blocks, so I'm going to use mostly them, so they're a bit like watercolours, I guess. Over here I have a whole selection of these acrylic paints which I bought from Amazon. They're just little bottles. I think there is about 40 odd colours, so there's some really nice pinks, and this one, look at that, it's called Salmon. It's gorgeous. So I thought I might use some of them, and there's turquoise, so completely different colours, but I'm going to put them together. Got a black fine liner. I have a Uniball white gel pen, as well as a white paint pen, which I've had for years, so I'm not sure if it even still works. Maybe doing some stamping, so I have Versamagic Midnight Black archival ink, so it's waterproof. A couple of stamps over there, some paper towel, water, a couple of paint brushes on the side, and I found this book. Now obviously I've made this myself. I do not remember doing it, so I don't know whether there's a video on it. I was just looking for a book to do, you know, like a landscape oriented painting. So this is going to be perfect. So hopefully everything stays in screen. Something else I think I'll add to my repertoire is oh yeah, I need a crane to lift this up. Box of things here, so can you see that? There's some pens and pencils and do the lackeys in there. I'll put them where I can get them if I need them. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is create a multicolored background, and I'm going to use the Inktense. So I'm going to lay down some colours from my palette here, and then I'm going to wet them. So there's a few different blues here that I want to use, and I'm just going to create areas of colour. I haven't really used these very much, so I'm not 100% sure whether I am using them correctly. They never seem to really work very well for me, but we'll give it a try. It's just relaxing. So I'm just going to put some of this down. I think I would have preferred to have gotten the Inktense pencils when I got these, but I didn't. So never mind. So that looks like Payne's Grey, that one. I do have a chart here. Oh no, it's Deep Indigo. How about that? Is there Payne's Grey in there? Charcoal grey. Just want some blues. Blues, and this looks like a bit of an aqua sort of colour. That's not really what I thought it was going to be. Go back. Pop back in there, and let's try this instead. Oh, that's not really the colour I was after either. Okay, let's see what happens when I put some water on it. Ooh, that's nice. So this book, I don't know when I made it, as I said, but obviously I made it because it's got my gel prints on it, and it's also got fabric on the spine, which is fabric that I have in my stash. So it could only have come from one place. I do not remember making it, and I don't know whether, well, if I don't remember making it, I don't remember whether there's a video for it. But anyway, okay, so we're starting with blue. Let's get some green in here somewhere. What have we got? There's a leaf green, which is 1/600. That's this one. Okay. Looks completely different, so I suppose it'll change. Okay, and what about something a bit brighter? What's that? Something green? Can't read that. Let's go apple green. Why not? Okay, then let's wet this and I'll see what happens. Ooh. It's a bit different. It reminds me a bit of forest moss, the ink. That's nice. I'm going to mix them together. And once this dries, I don't think it can be reactivated again. Bit of a shame. It's a big difference between that Inktense and watercolour, because with watercolour you can reactivate it. It's never, unless you set it with something, it's always able to be reactivated. Okay, let's go some pink. And then some orange maybe. Try to keep it away from that green. Can't imagine that would be a nice mixture of colours. And what about some yellow? Ooh, that's pretty. No, you don't have to wet these, I've heard. What happens is I see someone using them and I think, oh, I'd really like to use them. Try them out. But quite often I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Well, I sort of like to learn by trying things anyway, so in that respect it suits me. What about you? Are you an experiential learner? Big word that. I found that out. I found that word when I was at, what was I doing? Doing a course of some sort. Okay, let's mix the water into these. So that's lovely and bright. Let's bring that down. Oh, that's nice. It's a purpley sort of colour. When I put it on, I thought it was brown. Let's keep rinsing my brush to try and avoid the ugly stuff. Can you hear the crows? I don't know what's going on out there. My husband really hates it when he hears birds like that, because he grew up on a farm, and when birds were carrying on like that, it generally meant maybe there was a snake around, or that something had died and they were all sort of fighting over the pickings. So he doesn't like hearing that. Looks a bit like a landscape, a little bit. I wonder if I should let that dry. I need some more water here, I reckon, on this pink. Hasn't really done much, has it? Just let it dry off a little bit. She says as she puts some more colour on. Oh, that wasn't a very good idea to do that. That's horrible. So it wasn't the blue I was looking for. I wonder if a bit of gesso over the top would go nicely. Tone that down a little bit. Oh, it's very wet. So I'm not doing anything really, you know, I'm just playing. Need a clean brush. Got a thing for circles. I think this is watercolour paper. If it's not, it's mixed media paper, but it feels like watercolour paper. Maybe it's time to introduce some of these little paints. Little paints and little bottles of paint. The paint in these little bottles. Need a small brush. Oh, that's not really what I want. Maybe this little fill bit might work. So what I would like to do is to just put some, I reckon this isn't going to cover this paint. Probably need to use white first. We'll see. Probably should have dried it off too. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. These paints are really thin. You know, craft paints, I think. Anyway, every painting has an ugly stage, every piece of art. So let's just pretend we're in the ugly stage. You don't have to pretend, we can see. Things are only going to get better. Okay, have I got a bright blue? With a sky blue? I wonder what that's like. Unopened, that's what it's like. Haven't used this one. Bought these ages ago. I'm only just starting to use them. Is there a white one in there? Oh. Doesn't look like it. Gonna use a different brush. I don't like the marks that that's putting in. I'm not sure about this. I really think that I needed to have white underneath it, or to put some white in it maybe, because that can make the paints more opaque. So I just got a little bit of gesso, and I'm going to mix it with this turquoise and see the difference it makes. Put them side by side with that compared to that, and that's over the darker colour. So let's go there, the difference. So I'm going to add some into the blue, some white. Go over those blue dots that I started making and redo them. Got a darker blue now. It's called phthalo, this colour, phthalo blue. So at this point I'm just mucking around, really, just because I can. I'm just relaxing. I find this very relaxing. You might find it boring to watch, but you know, do you want some music? Like good music in it. Can't please everybody though. I'm going to go over these with white and then go over the, oops, that's not white. Go over them again with the this yellow needs to be recovered. So let's put some white on it. You can go over it again with yellow. Just so it gets more contrast on there. Better let that dry and then I'll do some stamping. think I'll leave it at that. Although I sort of feel like it needs something up there. So maybe just a little bit more of this little mesh. Yeah. Okay, so that was relaxing. I enjoyed doing that. The only thing that ruined it, of course, was the birds. The birds! Now that I've finished, they've shut up. Except for the pigeons. But all those crows, they seem to have moved away. Alright, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. And if you can't be bothered leaving a comment, you can always just leave me a heart. I'll take that. Alright, have a good weekend everybody. Hugs and cheers from Australia. Hooroo!